We have many collaborators. We're grateful for the outreaching of the integrous people, ethical people, and family court victims who have become soldiers in this fight to dismantle a machine-like process that's destroying humanity. So Higher Lyrics takes an outlook of administrative solutions to everything. We recognize a market entering challenge. We believe that Higher Lyrics believes there's an administrative solution to every market entering challenge. You might say, what does the abduction and destruction of mass cultural genocide have to do with of children, have to do with market entry challenges? And I would just have to say to you to begin to recognize that children are American and worldwide, actually, but we're concerned about U.S. economy. We only believe we should talk about what we're qualified to talk about, you know. So our country that we're living in, even though we have a great deal of collaborative support from other countries, UK, Ireland, Canada, where we recognize the power of pooling our information and our experiences, we are grateful for that. However, we are focusing on raising consciousness to recognize the connection between what happens to human resources, our most valuable resources, which is American workforce, careers, and product contributors, which industries consume them, suck them up so that they're not available to viable industries. In this case, our human resources of children, American workforce, and product contributors are systematically not only being removed from viable economy nurturing industries of science, education, technology, advertising, military, defense, engineering, 12-step recovery, community mentorship, and community development. They're not only being made to be absent and their product contributions never being received by those industries, they are systematically, premeditatedly being forced, consumed by, fed into by the corrupt family court machine, and the criminally positioned family court criminal attorneys and social workers, CPS, and evaluators, psychologists, and even the pharmaceutical companies and some of the doctors and hospitals that use forced psychotropic chemicals on both the parents while they run the gamut and scramble to save their children and make one more unreasonable condition upon them, and they give them, of course, to the children too. It's not only that they're being missing from viable economy nurturing industries, they are being fed into the human trafficking, sex entertainment industry, which is an industry, okay, modern day slavery. They're not paying revenues for, and they're taking a contribution from someone, forced contribution, and they are forcing a commercial transaction. They're taking something that has commerce value, all right, which is the human resources, the product. They're making their children their product. They're sucking them dry for everything they can get through rape and sex trade, human trafficking, slavery. They're damaging the American family, protective parents and grandparents, uncles and aunts, by lost wages, ripping off their wages, ripping off theft of professional services, you know, taking, having to pay other attorneys, having to apply for Social Security, and so on. So please bear with me, because this is a pre-recorded file, and I'm going to be watching the switchboard and going into the chat room and gathering all the administrative horror stories. So if you're calling in to share your administrative horror story or to ask me any questions about exactly how the prototype development of the U.S. Citizens Control Public Incident Database can, in fact, cause the average American to be able to prove crimes against them, prove damages, I should say us, because I'm one of us, a victim as well. So how we could actually prove the cost, correlate a dollar amount in damages, crime victim compensation, and then prove the value of the commercial transaction, so that we can get the attention of the funding sources, in this case our federal government, who does have a goodwill stimulus and budget U.S. economic recovery plan in place, intended. However, if we can prove that the stimulus money and the U.S. economy efforts, no matter how much money is funded by the federal government, is actually being deliberately premeditated and systematically diverted to other non-economy, U.S. economy industries like human trafficking, slavery, and sex trade, to the detriment of science, technology, space travel, our military, our defense, arts, performance, and education, technology. If we can prove that this systematic attack on American human resources and product contributors actually dooms U.S. economic recovery, and then we can get the attention of the government machine, who's only concerned about money. Okay? Higher Lyrics takes an approach to remove emotion, remove personality. Even though my family is very important to me, your children are very important to me, it's heinous, it's lower powered, yes, but we need to understand our enemy's strengths and our enemy's weaknesses. One of our enemy's strengths is knowing that once we're attacked, whether we anticipate the attack or not, most of us don't realize that we're under attack. We don't survive our emotions. We have an emotional reaction of sometimes fear, despair, and we act in ways that are actually self-destructive before we figure out that the attack upon us was in fact strategized. It was systematic, and it was premeditated. And by the time we realize the appropriate way to respond should have been in a mechanized fashion, right? Personality independent, and to leverage accountability against our attackers, personal accountability, that they're actually people, human beings, wielding this attacking machine against us, wielding this assault against us, using this weapon of the corrupt family court machine. There are actually human being criminal attorneys, CPS, social workers, psychologists, LSW, hospital workers, employees, doctors, and pharmaceutical companies. By the time we realize that our children are destroyed, the life, 18 months, 3 months, whatever, our jobs are destroyed, our employment is destroyed, and they've consumed our human resources, our future, our product contribution.